Why is this thing the weirdest and yet possibly most effective self-defense EDC option out there? Stick around and we'll get into it. We're back! Okay, welcome back to 5 Minute Knives, the channel that just ate something that doesn't agree with it, and in the final words of the guy that voiced Tony the Tiger, I don't feel great! Today, we're going to talk about the Tops ICE Dagger, and this has been in my repertoire for some time now. Back when Tops was still answering my emails, they sent this to me when I was in the field. And since we didn't have any real rules on edged weapons on our duty gear, I slapped this sumbitch right on my duty vest. And, in those days I had the squared off factory sheath that comes with it. I don't know where that went. I wasn't a big fan. It was pretty big, and I made this, black carbon fiber, blood red. Now, since this is a double-edged dagger, it's a little tricky to get out of the sheath. You have to kind of pull and push, but not push too much, because as you can see, my thurnum gets right near the edge. So it could be a little sketchy, And I've never cut myself with this knife, which is a bonus when you own something sharp, especially double-sided like this. So this is a 3-inch blade, 1095 steel. I've seen this retail anywhere from like $160 to $190 now. I mean, stuff's getting crazy out there. But here we have the G10 handle with a red liner. I really love how the milling goes across the handle there. Very nice to give you a little bit of purchase. Now, the reason I say this knife is so weird is because it's perfectly flat, so you don't have like a super ergonomic grip, but it's not bad. This is very comfortable in the hand if you were to use it for any utility. But you also have this ring down here, so even for the reverse grip for you Steven Seagal fans, it's a little weird, because as this goes in my hand, it's so thin, it's just a little strange. It works, but I find that the blade just kind of rides near my palm when I hold it like so. But I wore this for about 6 months in the field. My lieutenant hated it, but he never told me to take it off, so I didn't. I really love the tip, how it gets reinforced towards the end here. Kind of amazing. I'll probably lose focus as I try to show this angle. But you see how kind of like thick this thing is. And as you can see, I've sharpened it quite a bit to the point where I don't even know if the grind lines are very symmetrical. I tried to thin it out behind the edge, and it is very, very, very sharp now for its geometry. It's meant for like a poker. You're meant to poke with this thing, but it's really cool. I like it a lot. And this is, of course, the Tops ICE Dagger, named after the rapper of the same name, Ice Cube, which I think is really cool that Tops is reaching out to the hip-hop community to work on some collaborations. I love the handle. I love how it kind of gets wasted at the ends, and, again, flat in this dimension, but not bad in this dimension. And I really like holding it like so. It's a little awkward. It's not like great for anything, but for some reason I love this little guy. It's never been fully symmetrical either. I noticed in the sheath, there's the ever so slightest warble right here, right? And then if I take this out and I put it in with the Tops logo facing up, 0 warble. I don't know what that's about, but I kind of shied away from making sheaths for you guys for this one, just because I think with daggers, it's always a little wonky, and you never know if they are really symmetrical. I think it's really hard to get them symmetrical, especially as you sharpen them over time, which can affect the fitment of the sheath. It's kind of weird. But do you guys own this one, and what do you think about it? I think it's really coolio. I love this thing. I got a soft loop on there. And I don't know, this knife has been in my collection for a long, long time. I haven't used it for much since I've gotten behind a desk. But that being said, I noticed when I was in the field and I wore this, people were more afraid of this thing than they were my mechanism, right? They would always look at my knife. I even had guys in the street come up to me and ask me, hey, why are you wearing that? And I'm like, well, in case I gotta peel any apples. Clearly, seemed to be satisfactory enough of an answer for them. But it does attract attention. For being such a small blade, it does have a bit of a pucker factor. I don't know what it is, but I think because it's tough as nails, it's thicker towards the tip here, and you could just drive this thing into something. I've never hurt myself with it, but everything seems really close. Like, look at that. It's like the edge gets really close. And as you guys know, if you look at this scar, I actually had a blade get sent through my hand when I was younger. Through here and through there. So I can't feel these two fingers down to the palm here. And this is very sensitive. So again, like a Glock kind of irritates that area when I'm shooting a Glock, but it's what I used for duty. But I love this knife, and I don't know why. You guys that own this one, sound off in the comments and let me know why you like it so much. What do you use it for? Because this just kind of rides in my get home bag, and it's more of just kind of like a last-ditch tater digger for me, but I love how stout it is. I think this one I'm just kind of into from a knife dork perspective, you know what I mean? I just think it's cool. There's nothing like it that I've seen. One of the reasons I really like Tops, they just kind of always seem to try out these funky new designs, much in the same way that Cold Steel does, but I really love how they stick to like tried and true materials, and they just always have like a design element that I really dig. Fit and finish is awesome. The sheath it came with wasn't bad. It was serviceable, but I opted for one of my own, of course. And other than that, I just sort of, kind of love it, and always have. But it's very difficult for me to articulate to other knife guys why I love this knife so much. What makes it cool? And then if you were to ask me, okay, Joe, well, what's it really good at? I don't know. I think like penetration, that's what she said. I don't know. It's like, it's a weird knife, but I bet you it would see you through some mischief. You know what I mean? And I bet you whatever way you would want to use this, you would figure it out in the moment. Ironically, you know what I think this knife would be really good for is like popping open cans. You had a can of soup, no can opener. This is all you had. Punch that sumbrie right open. You know, stuff like that. I mean, it's almost like a little pry bar. The fact that it's double-edged is one of the reasons it goes into my get home bag, because I don't have to sharpen it as much. I can just use the other side. One of the appeals of daggers. Again, I can't push on the spine for like, you know, certain cuts, but I don't know. Guys, I really don't know what the deal is with this knife, but I just wanted to show it. It's been a while and give an update. I have another video on it, of course, but it's still going strong in my collection. I have no plans on getting rid of it. I sort of love it. Let's roll in the subscribed Starians right now, the heroes of the channel. I appreciate you guys. Remember, all you guys get 15% off all sheath orders. It only costs you $1 to sign up. So if you're saving $8 on your first sheath, you figure it out. But what do you think of this beauty? You know, it's just a beauty. And I just wanted to show it because I'm a knife dork and I love this one. But what's interesting about this is I don't know why. I can't tell you why I love this knife so much, but I do. Here's the handle, my medium-large mitts. It fits. If I put my pinky in the ring, that's how much space is left over, and the jimping underneath the guard is actually really sweet. I can put my thumb right there, and I do feel this is the most secure grip, I believe, for this knife, and this is how I would grip it if I had to dig the tater, okay? I mean, you know, you might be a reverse grip guy, which in that case, tight. You know, you can do that. I mean, if you choke up far enough, it's fine. It just gets really close to my wound and it's very sensitive there. It's been over 10 years since it happened, but, you know, I'm still weirded out. Almost lost my hand on that deal. Severed a main artery, isn't that fun? But, yeah, that's about it. Anyway, on the 5 Minute Knives website, I am going to be starting to sell folding knives now. You should see those pop up sporadically as I build up my stock. With the sheaths, everything's up in the air with the tariffs. As far as attachments, I can't really afford to get them anymore. They are made in China. Almost all attachments are. If you find them in America, it's always like through a middleman and there's a big markup. And then I'd have to raise prices for you guys. It's kind of how that works. So for right now, I just have combat loops. I'm working through them. But these soft loops, I'm out of those. I'm out of ulti clips. And I have to wait for this thing to get resolved before I make another order. Because 145% on top of what they're worth, it's not worth it for anybody. So anyway, if you guys need anything, reach out to me through the website. Information light video, but I just wanted to talk about a knife that I've never really fully understood, but I've always enjoyed. And the Tops ICE Dagger is certainly that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, especially you guys that own this one. What have you been using it for? How's it been holding up under tough use? I haven't cut anything major with it because it's more of a self-defense implement for me. You know, I've cut some small things with it, but traditionally, I use a pocket knife for a lot of my EDC tasks, so this just rides in the get-home bag, and I've just always thought it was super-duper cool. But again, I don't know why. So enough rambling from me, and I will see you guys next time, right here on 5 Minute Knives.